and welcome to the Wrestling Corner episode 35. After some lovely technical difficulties, we are here with number 35, which was NXt Takeover 31 the best ever? Who knows? Who knows? We'll come on to that when we get on to Sunday. But as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host Simon. How are you today? Good to hear. I don't know where Simon is, but we'll just go straight into it after all the difficulties with AEW. The show opened up with Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin. What's it called? Ricky Starks on an eight match winning streak. Darby's picked up the win with a coffin drop. Starks, I think Simon is back now.
I am back.
There we go. And I'm joined by my lovely co-host Simon. How are you today?
Yeah, doing all right. Back from last week.
Yeah.
Where I wasn't here, but there's been quite a lot of wrestling this week.
There has. So you've come back at the perfect time. But Darby Allin picks up the win. And Taz, one day that very soon Will Hobbs will learn not to stick his nose in Team Taz's business. What is your opinion on Will Hobbs? Like, it's sort of his call up from Dark, really.
Yeah, well, was it this week that his big match kind of got scuppered because of that he didn't test positive, but someone, he was meant to be in that big 6-man, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't. AEW seems like so long ago. I can't remember. I like Will Hobbs. I'm not particularly sold on him because at the moment I see him as just a bit of a body guy.
Okay. Yeah.
But obviously his matches will be all right, but I don't know. He just. I see him. I think it's a little bit like a junior version of Brian Cage.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the charisma side of things. It's at the moment his entire thing is he is big.
Yeah.
Look at his muscles.
And Cody Rhodes came out after this, and he's challenging obviously Brody Lee. I think is it this week coming?
Yeah, dog collar.
And a dog collar match. Come out, just cut a typical Cody promo, really good.
It was very cheesy.
It's very cheesy, but it's typical Cody Rhodes.
Cody does cheesy quite well. So
yeah. I mean, then it's just typical back and forth promo. Who have you got for next week? Well, for this week. Cody or Brody Lee?
Brody Lee.
Yeah. I think unfortunately this one will go either way.
Cody wins.
No, that's the problem. Like, if Cody wins, proof Brody Lee hasn't had a full time to really run with the title, and I think I've enjoyed what he's done. But if Cody loses, well, what a really sad return.
Yeah.
I think he's going to end up in a no contest or something like that.
No, not when they've hyped it up so long. Also, surely you can't have like a no contest in a dog collar match.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about like the specifics of it, but that to me seems a little bit pointless.
Yeah.
No, I think Brody Lee wins, but it'll go for like 15 minutes, which is like 5 times longer than what the first match went for.
Yeah.
And that's Cody's redemption, just the fact that he lasted longer.
Yeah. Okay. True. SCU versus FTR up next. I think you had Hangman Page and Kenny Omega on commentary, did you? Hangman Page on commentary.
No, one was Hangman Page there. Didn't he hear
Hangman Page was on commentary.
Kenny's name and then like left? Do you know which bit I mean?
I can't remember.
Yeah. I might be. I'm not. I think like they're on about some upcoming match for Full Gear, and like I think Excalibur says Kenny Omega's name, like who's going to be in the match, and then like Hangman Page just like gets like transfixed.
Ah. So I'm just looking at Full Gear. I can't say a single elimination tournament.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
what I'm talking about with Jungle Boy, Kenny, and Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair play then. So I was reading the Full Gear. FTR pick up the win on Scorpio Sky. Well, on a thingy, FTR sort of steal the win. One thing with AEW,
I don't get FTR. So
Same.
I'm just gonna stay away.
Yeah. The announcers received word from. Yeah, you were right. The announcers received word from Tony Khan. It's an 8-man tournament. It's single elimination. The files will be at Full Gear, and the winner will get a shot at the AEW World Championship title. We can announce 3 of the 8 competitors right now. The first is Jungle Boy. The second is Ray Phoenix, and the third is Kenny Omega Said Excalibur. How man is that a shock to you? Asked Jim Ross. I gotta go. So you were right. So obviously I think Hadman's definitely going to be in that tournament, and I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah,
if we see
well,
Kenny Hangman in the semis.
you'd think they'll be on like opposite sides of the bracket, and then they meet in the final.
I think they might do what sometimes the tournament does, where it's like they both have an easy first round win, but then they face each other in the semis,
Yeah, okay.
and then it's like a proper battle to get to that final, and then they lose in the final.
No, I think they just do it in the final at the pay per view. I think nice and simple, just
Easy booking.
Yeah.
After this, it was Isaiah Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. Just a lot of stuff that went on here.
Yeah.
Jericho hits the Judas effect. Then the Inner Circle tried to beat up Isaiah Cassidy. Hardy and Mark Quinn ran in. As he walked away from the ring, Jake and Jericho threw hands at Luther and Serpentico. I don't understand Luther.
What's that? Why? It's Jericho Luther this week. 30 years of Jericho.
Okay.
Have you watched the Road to Jericho thing on AEW's YouTube?
No, not yet.
They give Luther quite a bit of build on that.
I know that him and Jericho have got history, but
yeah, he's like Luther was in Japan and he beat everyone there was. He was one of the biggest stars in all of wrestling. And I still feel like it's a piss take.
Yeah.
Oh,
because it's Jericho.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I hope Jericho just batters him.
The best man Miro and Kip Sabian were hanging out at the arcade talking about the upcoming bachelor party the Miro's planned for Kip, and the arcade world record holder Billy Mitchell showed up and said he could help out.
I don't know who
if
this
you want
is.
to do something really crazy, I don't have a clue who he is as well. Should we have a look? Billy Mitchell. It's going to come up with the EastEnders version, I bet you. Billy Mitchell. Here we go.
I think there's a midfielder for Millwall called Billy Mitchell as
well. He's a gamer. He is roasted in the 1980s. He was the first person recognised to archive a perfect score of 3,336,360 points in Pac-Man. That's quite cool.
Well done, Billy.
Well done, Billy. Yeah, fucking Billy. Anyway, yeah, he said he could help him out if you want to do something crazy. FTR interview with best friends of Orange Cassidy. Just setting up a feud there. Orange Cassidy against.
I've lost it with Orange Cassidy now.
Same. I never got him in the first place, to be honest.
Oh, what? Even back in February after his match with Pac, you didn't get it?
Well, yeah, but I lost him when the Jericho feud started.
Okay. I said I actually lost it when he faced Jimmy Havoc on an episode of Dynamite. Back when they were filming it at QT Marshall's factory.
Ah, right.
And they just had a match, and I was like, "What?" I was so confused. Yeah.
Did you expect this to have Orange Cassidy?
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy beat 10. One thing I did like segment. MJF along with Wardlow, who's carrying a gift card box, walked into Chris Jericho's thing. And basically he knocks on the door, he goes in. Jericho and the Inner Circle trying to celebrate a bit of the bubbler. MJF said he had a gift for Jericho because he wanted to congratulate Jericho on his big win. MJF opened the box, pulled out Inner Circle's jacket, gave one to Santana Ortiz, gave one to Hager, one to Jericho. And but he left one out for Sammy. Oh, poor Sammy. He must have forgot.
By far the funniest bit though was when Sammy Guevara goes like, "What the hell are you even doing here?" Jericho cuts him off and goes, "Hold on, Sammy, I've got this."
What the hell are you even doing here? And then MJF goes, "Guys, I'm simply here to congratulate your victory. It's just like I said." We appreciate I asked you a question a long time ago, and I'm kind of picking up what you're laying down here. So I'm going to ask you again. Do you want to join the Inner Circle? Chris, I don't want to be rude here, but I just asked you a question a long time ago. Do you want to join the Inner Circle? Just typical Jericho back and forth with MJF. Perfect.
No one wants to crack first. Like, do you want to join the Inner Circle?
Yeah.
Or do you want to be in the Inner Circle?
Yeah.
Um,
And then Sammy goes like, "What a losing Jericho." She says, "Perhaps." Do you know, like in a film, like when
yeah, it's the delivery of this.
yeah,
The delivery of
perhaps
this is
not.
so perfect.
It's Jericho. Jericho is
Where he
still great.
just sort of just turns and goes something. What was he say? Something like
Perhaps not.
perhaps not. Yeah,
Perhaps he's not. It's just a typical like movie thing, like when someone goes to a villain, giving them a plan, and this psychic goes, "Ah, stupid, go away," and the villain turns and goes, "Maybe he's right." It's just typical Jericho.
yeah. They should keep his matches to a minimum and his promo stuff just to a
Yeah,
maximum.
gosh, yeah. Britt Baker against Red Velvet in what a return match was. She got the win. Well done.
Yeah, Britt Baker's good though, isn't she?
She's great.
Like she
She's really
really is. But what? Why is she in this position when I swear Big Swole hasn't been on Dynamite since she beat Britt Baker a month ago.
yeah. I don't know, but there might be reasons, COVID and everything. I know there were big outbreaks and stuff. Who knows? Um, Next week on AEW, you've got Chris Jericho and Jake Hager wrestling Chaos Project, who is Luther and Serpentico. You've got Will Hobbs will go on with Brian Cage, and you've got Brody Lee will be defending his title in a dog collar match against Cody. Um, Eddie Kingston came out to the ring with Lucha Bros. Kingston held helpless Bryce Remsburg off to the referee by the shirt collar. Um, what's it called? Keith said he did not tap out to Mox's Bulldog choke. Keith said he gets to pick John Mox's opponent tonight. Before I discuss who's going to kick your ass tonight, I got to talk to a friend of mine. I thought, Remsburg, I never tapped. You never heard me say I quit. Um, just stuff like that.
I love the fact they gave Bryce Remsburg like actual like
Lines.
lines and credibility. Do you
Yeah.
imagine WWE ever giving like ever making no not Mike Chioda. Who's one of their referees?
Lone H. Charles Robinson.
He's different. He's different because he's the senior official. I'm trying to think of
Uh,
like a basic
I was thinking
referee.
John Cohn, but John Cohn's been there for ages.
Jack Daddy Drake Words. They're not
I
going to
like
have
Drake
him
Words. I love
himself
him.
out. You know, and like actually,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah, it
Give
was
him
just it
reasoning.
was refreshing.
Fairness, Drake Words has that in NXT. But yeah, your little rubbish referees that no one really knows. It was time for the Butcher against John Moxley. Moxley does pick up the win, but in a really good match.
Yeah, it was just.
Butcher
I
had a
wasn't
great
really
show.
bothered what happened in the match, to be honest. It was just
So,
that visual of the Butcher coming out from behind John Moxley with his
yeah,
apron on. That was enough for me. The match didn't
yeah.
really matter.
Again, I feel like we go through AEW quick, but it's just
It's
the
just
idea
fine.
they're just fine. There's nothing that's
Just
special.
good. No,
There's
it's not
nothing that's
fine.
bad.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's just do more with your women's division. It's the
yeah.
same
Just
criticism
well,
every time.
come on to it on Sunday, but they've got if they want to compete with NXT, their women's division has to step up now because but NXT, Shotzi Blackheart defeated Dakota. Kyle said both of these not involved. Then yeah, Rhea Ripley came out to sort of attack Raquel Gonzalez. I think they've got their steel cage match this week. Have they already had it?
Sorry, what?
Raquel Gonzalez and
I
Rhea
don't think
Ripley.
we've had it. Have we?
I can't remember. I really can't. It's all a blur recently. But anyway, yeah, Stress Blackheart picks up the win. Great, especially what we'll come on to later on.
Yeah, Chelsea Blackheart's cool going into what's happening at the end of the month, which I'm so
I
excited
can't
for.
wait. It better look cool. Cameron Grimes and Rich Holland fought to stoppage in the Cameron Grimes Invitational Stepping Stones to the Moon match. So Cameron Grimes squashes Joey Pistachio in his first appearance, and then Rich Holland comes out and just absolutely demolishes Grimes. Both of them demolishing each other, and I'm liking this, especially after Sunday. A lot of the stuff will be all what happens after Takeover. Kushida
Yeah,
defeated Tony Nese. Kushida got a lovely promo earlier on in the night, and then he beats Tony Nese. Fair enough, whatever. Velveteen Dream comes on, who promised that the lights would be too bright for Kushida during the match. Yeah, a little bit of hype. I'm just looking
um,
at.
it was
Go
the
on.
match I was the least excited for going into Takeover.
Yeah, same. Um, Another mysterious message for the NXT universe hinting that the former champion came through. Adam Cole defeated Austin Theory.
This
So
was
Austin Theory,
really good.
yeah. So Austin Theory said he didn't have any remorse and isn't moved by Kyle O'Reilly's journey. So Adam Cole wrestled him in an incredible match. Really good, not incredible, but it was a good match.
Austin Theory's so good, but he reminds me of Dolph Ziggler in the sense of
Yeah.
he's so good at taking a beating. I genuinely think that'll stop him from reaching the height because he's so good at making whoever he's in the ring with look good.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem when you're too good at wrestling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kane and Carter defeat Xia Li. Sure. And then in the main event, it was Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano defeating Io Shirai and Damian Priest in a mixed tag team match.
I really enjoyed this.
So did I. I really liked it. It's all setting up. It was setting up Takeover. Unfortunately, I think this did give away some of the Takeover results a little bit.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned that because math dictates that because they were standing tall at the end, they weren't going to win. And then as soon as Damian Priest and Johnny Gargano opened the show, that was when I realised Johnny's not winning.
Yeah, which is a shame because I would have loved
They're
it.
so consistent with it on WWE shows in terms of babyface wins in the opening match.
Yeah.
So consistent.
It's
always
very strange. You would have thought, because with NXT, what do you think about the new NXT arena? Because obviously we're coming on to Takeover.
I really like it. It feels like what Raw Underground should be.
Yeah, it feels gritty.
It feels gritty.
Yeah, did you look at the commentary box? I don't know if you've noticed it. I'll try find the tweet and send it to you now. So I think Joseph were there looking all up.
The two imposters.
Yeah. What the?
Yeah, well, to be fair, I think they actually needed to be there because I think they were the producers helping like Wade and Beth not talk over each other on the Zoom call.
Yeah. I think that's what it was, which I quite liked.
But yeah,
was it Sasha Banks?
I didn't know it.
Have you seen the picture?
No.
I genuinely think
Sasha
it's Sasha
Banks has got blue hair.
Trust me, I genuinely think it's Sasha Banks.
Sasha's got blue hair.
Well, yeah, blue purplish.
What, you think she dyed her hair?
Genuinely, I can't find it.
It's not Sasha Banks.
I can't find it. Oh, it's going to annoy me. I've lost the group chat as well. Anyway, I thought it was Sasha Banks wearing a hat. Anyway, we're going to NXT Takeover because we're in the NXT train. So shopping up with Damian Priest defeating Johnny Gargano in a match you would expect from both of these.
Yeah, it was a really good match. I was a little bit soured because I wanted both Johnny and Candice to win, and after he got beat in the first match of the night, I was like, well, Candice LeRae is definitely not winning.
If anything, for me, I was like, oh, Candice might win here, and then there's in the Gargano household, because I thought Johnny was going to get involved in Candice's and win the match, and then they go.
I was far more confident. I was far more confident that Gargano was going to win than Candice because like you just wouldn't like you.
I was thinking Gargano would get involved, and then like next time Gargano challenges someone, you lost and your wife won. How does that make you feel, Johnny? Something like that. But yeah,
I guess
great match. Interesting to see where Damian Priest goes. From this, Kushida defeated the Velveteen Dream. Oh, sorry, what? Simon?
Yeah, well, you said where he might go, and I know obviously you mean in terms of NXT storylines.
Yeah.
But let's face it, if Vince wants him, he's on the main roster come next week.
We've got the draft on Friday,
and I think Vince like him. He's 6'7".
Oh, he'll really like him. It's just all to
do with
how he's dropped the belt.
Yeah. Did you see that Shawn Michaels tweet that said, really looking forward to seeing how this young up-and-comer in Damian Priest fares in the years to come? And Damian Priest is 38.
Yeah. He's a good young up-and-comer.
That young up-and-comer.
Jesus Christ. Kushida defeated the Velveteen Dream.
That's not Damian Priest. Just don't call him an up-and-comer.
No.
Sorry.
No. Kushida defeated Velveteen Dream. What was the best result of the night? It's the one thing that I wanted to happen.
Yeah.
Dream needs to go away. It feels weird watching him.
It does. It was the right result and it was the right storyline. I've lost it on Velveteen, and
Yeah.
I've never been that into Kushida, but that's just personal preference. I do
Yeah.
acknowledge, like, he's really good.
Just for me,
Just
Dream
not
needs
for
to go
me.
away till TV until they have an actual proper investigation.
Well, they're not gonna though. They said they've done it, so
I know it's mental, innit?
I don't know where they go from here. I think they
So
called him up.
yeah,
I think they get him
because
out of NXT.
get him out, yeah, the bubble of NXT where, yeah, for sure.
And he's done everything.
Yeah,
He's done everything, faced
apart from
everyone.
the main
So
belt, but
it'd be time to go.
I don't think anyone would be like, oh, I want to see Dream win the main belt.
Yeah, no one would have any complaints if he were to go.
hmm And then in what was probably a low-key match of the night, possibly,
It was my match of the night.
Santos Escobar defeats Isaiah Swerve Scott. Going to let you talk about it.
I love the cruiserweights though. 'Cause obviously, I watch 205 every week and that, so I feel like I had a bit more investment in it than a lot of people would.
Yeah,
Um, both guys are just they're just great, aren't they? So
God,
wrestling happens. The Wilder Mendoza come down and interfere, but then who comes out to help Swerve? It's Ashanti the Adonis,
who is?
Tahuti Miles.
Thank you.
But he's been Ashanti for I think 3 weeks now.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember who he was before when I saw it.
I thought that was a little bit of a weird save because Ashanti's not really been that involved on
No,
205, but sure, I guess
maybe just tried to build him up a bit.
it's just babyface helping babyface.
Yeah, yeah,
So that was all right. I really fell for one of the near falls for the most I have in a long time. It was when Swerve snapped Escobar's arm, hit the
yeah.
house call, which he normally puts people away with, and then hit a 450.
Easy should have
And
been.
Escobar still kicked out. I couldn't believe that. I
Yeah,
don't normally bite on near falls, but that one had me. They go to the apron, and then Escobar pushes Scott into the exposed steel on a turnbuckle, which is a really difficult bump to take.
yeah,
And then hits like a facebuster type thing for the win, and it lasted like a good 20 minutes.
yeah.
Uh,
You know what? Really good match. I think going into
yeah,
it, people were
it
saying,
was
"Oh,
spot on.
this is probably the match I'm least fussed about in terms of notoriety." But people will go out saying, "Okay, that was actually an incredible match."
Yeah, and I know I'm saying it for everyone, but I think Swerve main roster.
No,
I think off he goes,
he'll just be
and I
given
think
the
he'll be put with
Ricochet
Ricochet and
treatment.
Apollo.
Yeah,
I think
he'll
he's going
go
to
to
get put with
Aurora
Ricochet and
again.
Apollo. That's so sad. That's
It
the
is.
first thing we
You
went
can
with.
predict it because it's what. Yeah. Uh, anyway,
Well, Ricochet was such a dork on this week's
he
Raw.
really was, weren't he? He was a nerd. He was a big stinky nerd. And
Yeah,
NXT
it
Women's
was
Champion
proper
Io
dork.
Shirai defeated Candice LeRae in a match. You know what? Which was good. I just think Candice needs a win. I think they get
Yeah,
called up.
well, Garganos.
Yeah,
We're calling up a lot of people here.
we are. I don't know. I
Are
just
the
feel like
rosters going to get too crowded?
maybe I'm just worried because I think people.
Maybe. I mean, let's say like Johnny's done Johnny's done everything, and there's
He
so
has.
many mid carders. You've
I
got
think
Dexter
Candice.
Loomis back from injury.
You've got Ridge Holland, who's really making a name for
You've
himself.
yeah, you've got Ridge. You've just had an NXT takeover that didn't have Tommaso Ciampa on it
Mental.
when he's fit and available. That is insane.
You've got good
They've
depth.
got such a deep roster.
It's like on FM
Yeah,
when you sign a bunch of players and you realise that the players you've actually got are half decent as well. So you just look at your reserves and you've got some of your starters on there like, well, I fucked it. But yeah, good match.
yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good headache to have, but yeah, Gargano and Lorraine main roster. That'll do me.
So obviously after the match, the Ray losers, they both leave. Io's just celebrating in the ring and then, oh, what's that on the screen? It's Tony Storm. Letting everyone know she's back on the black and gold brand with her sights title, and everyone that
I,
it's Tony. Time.
yeah,
Great.
I I hate to say it, but I had completely forgotten about Tony Stark.
So had I,
Um,
which made it
but
better.
she's great. I don't really know how I don't really know how I'd forgotten about her, but she had just sort of slipped through the net. But it's
Yeah.
great that she's in NXT.
The first thing is I ordered the side of
That's
her.
awesome. And then
I genuinely thought that was the reveal. Because it was like former NXT champion. I
oh
was like,
no,
she's a
lots of
former
people
NXT
said
UK
this.
champion.
I agree.
No, obviously Ember was
Uh-huh.
revealed.
I
Person revealed
kind of
afterwards.
thought, yeah, at first I thought the reveal was going to be Bo Dallas, and then the longer the night went on, and they didn't do it, and I went right. You've got the women's match here, and Ember Moon can come back, and if it's not Ember Moon, you've got Bo Dallas interfering in the main event, and that's not really going to happen, is it?
No. First of all, Tony Storm,
So
she's back.
yeah,
She goes, I'm ready. She's on the proper black and gold now. I'm guessing she'll have to get over to America, though. So I'm pretty confident she's
she
been
might
one of
already be
the
here.
big juicy Robs. So, but that's
Okay.
nice. So
Yeah.
Tony appears in here. I was like, okay, quite like that. And then all of a sudden, the green night vision stuff that's been appearing on Raw on NXT all the weeks went up, and it was someone arriving on a motorbike, opening the back door, walking here. Music stops, all goes. He tries to confuse, and then all of a sudden, this motorbike comes onto the stage. Well, person in the motorbike helmet pulls off, and it's Ember Moon smiling, amazing.
Yeah, it's great to see back. She's been out for just over a year, and
A
lots of
perfect
people
place
thought
for
she
her.
might not be back
Yeah, and this is the perfect place for her. She was ruined on the main roster.
at all. Yeah. Can you tell me how she got injured?
Was it hitting the Eclipse and she landed awkwardly?
No,
Was it she was painting a roof and she fell off the roof?
worse. She
Worse.
ruptured her Achilles chasing after the 24/7 title.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ, imagine that.
That, I
Fucking
mean,
hell.
that's a sickener.
That's bad.
I mean, obviously you're going to be bothered, but maybe it's a little bit easy to take if you do it hitting your big finish, not chasing
Yeah.
R-Truth.
Not chase it. Or when you're falling off the roof, at least you fixed your roof. Poor Ember, but I'm so glad she's back. So glad.
She never even won the title.
She didn't.
No, yeah, Ember Moon. That's great. Cool.
But we had the main event. I'm going to let you talk about the main event because I feel like you might have really enjoyed it. Finn Balor defeating Kyle O'Reilly.
It was all right. It was one for the wrestling purists. It was one of those matches where I could acknowledge it was outstanding, but I'd never really bought into it because I don't think I ever thought Kyle O'Reilly was ever going to win.
Yeah, sorry, there were part of me that
If I'm honest, I can't remember too much of what happened apart from Finn Balor looks like he's dislocated his jaw.
yeah. One thing I genuinely, there were part of me that thought Kyle was going to win just because of NXT UK refilming. And I was like, maybe Finn does go back.
The other bit that also made me kind of question whether O'Reilly was going to win. All three other champions had retained,
Yeah,
and that just left a bit of doubt in my mind. But no, they made it 4 out of 4, no title changes.
which is fair enough. Sometimes a card doesn't need it if you've got incredible matches.
Yeah, they didn't need it.
I think Kyle really proved himself here. I think Kyle's always been known as probably the second best not second best, but who's someone who could go far if he worked with the era.
Yeah,
And this was his chance to prove that he doesn't need the era if he wants to have these world class matches. So what's it called? Balor popped back to his feet, stomped O'Reilly in midsection, connected with the coup de grace to retain his title. It was rumoured after the match that Balor suffered a dislocated jaw, so apparently went straight to hospital. It was more after the match happened. So after the bell, Balor pulled Riley up to his feet, shook his hand, and it looked like there was going to be some respect. And then it cuts to sort of the ramp, and just Rich Holland. Well, first of all, what a push for Rich Holland. Rich Holland holding carrying a beaten Adam Cole over his shoulder, just dumps him at ringside, leaves Stronger Fish come over, very suspiciously, very close to a thingy, and wonder what happened. And it was such a strange ending. But it really leads what's going to happen with the era.
It was a bit of an angle, wasn't it? It didn't feel like a takeover ending. But I
Yeah,
think
they
I
re-
like it just because I
I
like
must,
Ridge Holland because he's local.
yeah, I must say they rarely have takeovers on. They normally have it just with the champ, a closing shot of the champ. They actually left it open ended. This one, I think. What do you think the most likely? I'm guessing it means. I think Strong and Fish hired or asked Ridge Holland to take out Adam Cole.
I
That's
don't
why,
know.
because
I've not thought about it.
I think their acting was just like thing. But it was
I,
like,
should,
oh my god, what happened?
I
It
was
was very typical when, do you know
I
when
was
it's
more just thinking that I should have seen this coming because anyone like if you when Ridge Holland was doing like the indies over here,
yeah.
the only reason he was doing the indies over here was because he couldn't get a work permit to go to WWE to go to America.
Ah,
But everyone knew that like WWE thought like so highly of him.
yeah.
Like they were so high on him. So I probably should have seen this coming a bit sooner, to be honest, because they've
I
rated
really
for a
like
long,
him.
long time.
And the thing is, it's not like he's bad. There's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
people who, where the company are high on him, yet they're not amazing. I think Braun was one of the biggest ones at a certain point, and at that point he wasn't amazing. Whereas I think Ridge can really be a big star.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ridges, to say he only started wrestling a few years ago, and it's not his background, I
Yeah,
think he looks like he's taken to it really well.
and I think he understands it. It's just a certain mannerisms. Also, I feel like we have to back him from the north.
Yeah,
If we don't, I feel like we're
yeah,
betraying the north.
absolutely. He's from just outside of Bradford. It comes under Wakefield.
Oh, he's from Wakefield. Oh,
It's
never
from I think
mind.
like Eton, but I think that comes under Wakefield's postcode or something. I don't know.
Ah, he played for Halifax's rugby league team, so
All right.
that's my link there. Um, yeah, but what a push for Holland, by the way, to be one of the final people on the show on a takeover as well.
Yeah. I mean, I
Now,
don't think he's winning the title anytime soon. But
no, no, no.
I also don't think he'll be in NXT for very long.
I don't think his gimmick will get over with main roster.
Oh, it won't. I don't think. I think if he were to go to the main roster, they change his gimmick
Yeah,
because I don't think they get Northern Grip, North of England. Oh, what did I listen? What did I listen to that really infuriated me?
where they're gonna make him like an oil kind of guy.
It was Ridge Holland. It was Ridge Holland on last week's episode of NXT. He said it was Tom Phillips who said he's from the English town of Yorkshire. Oh,
That's like saying, "Oh, look, it's John Cena from Massachusetts."
from the town of Massachusetts.
Yeah,
It's literally like calling a state a town. I mean, obviously states are a lot bigger, but it's all relative to the country.
yeah, like we're a
Town
county.
of
Yorkshire's a
Yorkshire.
county.
It's got about 3 major cities in it: Leeds, Bradford, Sheffield. Do you know? Oh, that
There's
wound me up.
4 different parts of
That annoyed
Yorkshire as
me.
well.
It's like the Neville from the small mining town of Newcastle. They make anything if it's not London, anywhere in the UK, it's just like a
I
a
can't wait
small.
for them to go. And from the shithole that is Wakefield, it's Rich Holland.
Yeah,
Fence
the
Wake, I
town
know
of
Wakefield do
Yorkshire.
that bad.
It's something to look out for.
Yeah, I just wish they did a bit more research
Yeah,
on
it's not much to ask, is it?
the northern town of Yorkshire. But yeah, that was NXT Takeover. So I put it in the title. Was this the best takeover? Now I know that
Whatever.
you can't you listen. I know you can't judge it against the ones with crowds, but you look at the quality of matches. Every match was incredible.
It was,
Like
but
if you go match for
the
match
answer is
basis,
still no.
like what's the which takeover is it that's like the most reviewed as the best takeover?
New Orleans. That's the
New
benchmark.
Orleans. Right, hold up. I'm gonna look at the card. Right, takeover New Orleans. Where is it?
Well,
New
for me
York.
personally,
Found it.
I know you're on about the show as a whole, but I kind of follow the philosophy that a show is only as good as its main event. And
Okay,
I know this main event was outstanding, but for me, I wasn't that invested because I never bought into the win into O'Reilly winning.
I'm at New Orleans. Right, We're not counting the pre-show because pre-show was Kairi Sane defeating Lacey Evans and Heavy Machinery defeating Riddick Moss and Tino Sabatella.
I can't. Tino were on it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tino Sabs.
Okay.
I'm concerned he's not been on AW Dark since. He's definitely the stooge, though.
He's definitely the stooge.
That Jericho said.
You know what? I'm not. I realised I was going to try and compare him, but I realised how good New Orleans was because you had the ladder match. You had Shayna versus Ember, where Ember goes to hit the Eclipse and Shayna locks in the Kirifuda clutch. You had the tag team. Yeah, never mind. Maybe it wasn't the best takeover.
It's the benchmark, is New Orleans for me.
And it's going to be very, very hard.
5-star bars.
If you're going to do New Orleans, you genuinely have to replicate the card in terms of you have to have the ladder match, you have to have an incredible tag team match.
Yeah, and you've got to have a red hot crowd.
Yeah,
and I know this one doesn't have it, and it can't help that. But this isn't what wrestling is. This is a modified version of wrestling.
Yeah,
they don't hold up compared to a full show.
Mm-hmm. Right, you're gonna have to help me if I miss out some certain segments. But the show opened up with Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman now said Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. So he comes out saying he wants Jey Uso to recognize him as the tribal chief. This basically, Uso came out. This is Jey Uso, obviously not. Jey Uso came out basically giving him a challenge. Reigns said, "I accept the challenge." Universe title. The big promise that they would have the highest stakes in WWE history. So I'm guessing this is going to be Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at Hell in the Cell, and I don't know what it would be.
It'll be inside. It won't just be at Hell in the Cell. It'll be inside Hell in the Cell.
AJ Styles comes. I was going to say AJ Styles comes out though, and he just says, I'm annoyed at you getting multiple title challenges. I want a match." Jey Uso and AJ have a match. Jey Uso picks up the win. Really like it.
Do you think we're going to get 3 Hell in a Cell matches?
That's why when you said, I was like, I think there's other few. I think Sasha Bayley got to be a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah. No. Well, maybe. We'll see what happens on SmackDown this week.
Yeah, and then it's the one more on Raw where I'm like, KO Fiend.
No, Reigns and McIntyre. We're going for round 3.
Yeah, Orton, McIntyre, yeah.
Not Reigns and McIntyre.
Reigns and McIntyre. That's Survivor Series.
That's Survivor Series.
I doubt we're having 3. 2's fine. 3 is maybe overdoing it.
No, we won't get Fiend versus Owens. I don't want to see the Fiend inside Hell in a Cell. It's too soon.
True.
We forgot to talk about Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, we did. So on the show, it was announced that Halloween Havoc's come back with Shotzi Blackheart as the main wrestler on the promo. What do you think?
Love it.
Amazing.
I've never been that interested in any of the other special shows, but there's something about Halloween Havoc that fascinates me.
One thing that I'll only watch it if the set is proper Halloween Havoc, as in.
Yeah. And they will. They did it. Yeah. They did it for In Your House.
Yeah, huge pumpkins around the ring. You've got Halloween themed stuff. I like if where they are now. The cages have got cobwebs on them.
Yeah, there's so much they could do with it. And Shotzi Blackheart hosting, I think it'll be fun.
It's just completely the gimmick. Okay, so we had Otis defeated John Morrison.
How do you feel about Otis is representing himself in court?
I don't know. I don't know.
Wrong answer.
What do you mean wrong answer?
Have you seen the WWE exclusive clip with Otis after last week's SmackDown? When
no, I can't find
Sarah Schreiber just goes, "And will you be representing yourself in court next week?" And Otis just does like a full 180 and just gives like the most Otis "oh yeah" ever. I'm not gonna do it, but it's
going to be stupid.
It's so Otis.
It's going to be typical Otis stupidity.
It's only a minute long, but that's what I advise anyone to go watch this week. No Impact segments, no Swingman, just Otis saying, "oh yeah."
We have missed your Impact segment. We'll do it after SmackDown. Carmella revealed as SmackDown's Miss Woman. I think we all know. New gimmick for Carmella? Opinion?
Right. This was a naff reveal because
it was, wasn't it?
They showed pictures of Carmella before they actually revealed that it was Carmella.
Yeah.
That's not how a reveal works.
The reveal is that you reveal the person first, and then do the pictures.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I like Carmella, but it's the if this gimmick didn't work the previous 3 times, why is it going to work this time?
I don't know.
Best of
Maybe
luck to her, though.
it gives Carmella something to do. I don't know what order it is. We'll go for this one. Sheamus defeated Shorty G.
Right, Shorty G's my number 1 draft pick. Go to Raw, become Chad Gable.
Yeah.
That's all I thought.
Not number 1, obviously, but genuinely, I want to
He's
see
the
like,
one who needs to reboot the most.
and what I want to see Monday Night Raw drafts. Like, who's representing the brands as well?
It'll be the Fox and USA executives, won't it?
Yeah,
The giant robot Cletus. You got a
And
name
I
on?
wanted Monday night. I want to say Monday Night Raw is their final pick. Drafts Chad Gable.
No,
they
you don't
don't
want to do final pick. Final pick's like, I don't know, Bo Dallas or.
No, but that's why I don't think he should be early. He should be one of the late picks. And
Oh,
just
because
to spice it up a bit and just go, because imagine you're watching and just going, "Oh, Monday Night Raw stress Chad Gable." What? You'd spin your head, wouldn't you? 'Cause you're so used to hearing Shorty G.
yeah, I get that a bit. Yeah,
Obviously, we'll talk about the draft. That'll be the main event after Raw. The Fiend crashes KO show, so KO comes out. He's on SmackDown, wild card rule, get in there. And he's interviewing Alexa Bliss, and it's a really nice interview. And then KO mentions the Fiend, and Alexa turns. Alexa, so good in this role, like, and we know that she's been class in certain things she's done. This might be the peak, one of the peak Alexas for me.
yeah. This segment was spot on. My only criticism is if you're going to have a draft stick, if you're going to have a brand split, stick to it.
Yeah.
But apart from that,
it was the
it was really
calmness
good.
she was saying everything. And
Kevin
to
Owens wasn't stupid because he was like he's around, isn't he?
she
And
goes,
obviously,
he's always like, she says something. He goes, he's here in her. She goes, he's always here. And then
Alexa
KO immediately gets up. Yeah,
was
Alexa's
spot on.
great.
And the fiend is at his best when he's not wrestling.
Yeah,
As harsh
and
as it
obviously
is.
he's wrestling KO on Friday on the
But,
draft
yeah,
night.
okay.
We know.
That is mental. I know it's the draft episode, but they're doing Sasha versus Bailey and the Fiend's first televised match.
Well, I suppose people might tune in. They might see draft. It's the
But they
American
never
thing.
do anything with the draft. I hope they do it like the 2016 draft where they're all sat backstage.
Yeah.
And not just people showing up here, there, and everywhere.
Oh, the images.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the draft will be that interesting on SmackDown because I think it'll be at best at Raw because then after Raw they'll release like a full list of where everyone's gone that wasn't on TV.
Yeah, that's the one problem. I wish the draft was on Friday, but for both brands.
Yeah, I don't like the fact it's a 2-night job.
I understand why they do it, so Raw can have the draft because it's obviously 2 different channels and all, but
yeah, it just takes away from it a bit.
Yeah. Matt Riddle, Lindsay Dorado, and Gran Metalik defeated King Corbin and Shinsuke Nakamura. Still some beef inside in the Lucha House Party with Lindsay and Kali. So I know Lindsay was teasing that he was going to lose his mask, but
was it? Was that a thing?
I think on his Instagram he took a picture of him holding the mask, not on, and he's got a skinhead and everything.
Oh, this one, well, I was just more bothered about Matt Riddle hitting rock bottom.
Mental, innit?
It's in, yeah. I mean, he didn't hit the rock bottom. It's the lowest point he's been.
That was good. That was good for you. It's mental. That's why you keep on saying I want him to be called up. That's why I don't. Look at what's happened to Riddle.
I would rather people be on. Well, I know it's harsh, but I would rather be on. I'd rather people get called up and be involved in matches like Matt Riddle than stay in NXT where they've got nothing to do and then block the pathway of some newer people.
Yeah.
I'd like Matt Riddle did everything he could in NXT. It was time to go.
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
If Matt Riddle hadn't moved up, we wouldn't have seen Dexter Lumis. We wouldn't have Ridge Holland in this position.
That's the thing. I understand why they do
really
it.
complain.
No. PJW's commentator Shaggers. Hiya PJW. Good to hear from you. Obviously, it was joined last night. Also, thank you to everyone who joined yesterday. I think we're on 60k views. We went up nearly 480 subscribers or something mental. Thank you very much, and I'm glad that some people are coming into this. We
And I bet
appreciate
we've still only got 5 listeners on the Wrestling Corner.
Get in there. Yeah,
How
but
many have
Sam,
we got?
we're the most consistent podcast.
Oh, we've got 3 people.
We've got
and
3.
One of them
See,
is me.
we're the most consistent podcast, so you can't complain. Consistency is key. It's all right.
Yeah, that's like but you sounded like Stephanie McMahon say that we are the most. Monday Night Raw is the flagship television show on the USA Network. It don't mean it's any good.
Wow. But yeah, we might be back in the studio next week if I can get it sorted. Sami Zayn tosses Jeff Hardy's Intercontinental title in the trash. Yeah, sure, because then they had a match in the main event, and yeah, Sami Zayn won that.
The match itself was really good. Sami Zayn's one of my favourite things, if not my favourite thing on main roster.
It's great.
He's no longer the chicken heel who doesn't want to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
He now wrestles and just uses his wits and he just outsmarts people, but beating. It's really good. And he's in his whole presentation, the cap, the jacket, the beard.
Mm-hmm.
His interview on Talking Smack afterwards was really, really good.
It's like he's lost it. It's just like he's lost the plot, but it's great.
Yeah, it's really good. He was on the Clash of Champions pre-show, and his interaction with JBL he's really funny.
I think I should imagine. That was SmackDown, though. Half decent episode.
Yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? It's better than Raw.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, is it time for my rundown of?
Yeah, before PJ's channel will take off his football season to get a bit more meatier. Just stick at it with the lives. We'll keep going with this. We'll at least go until episode 52 because I feel like then at least if we decide that after a year it's not for us, we've done a full entire year of podcasting. We've gone rumble to rumble. Sam's like, just get me out of there. Get me out now.
Impact stuff.
Yeah.
I've got 2 shows this week because it was Victory Road on Saturday.
It was, right.
Which I think was just as good as NXT Takeover. There isn't much to say. It was like AEW. It was just good wrestling.
Okay, right.
So we started with the Rascals against Triple XL. The Rascals picked up the win. I don't really know what happened because the stream was really choppy, but they managed to fix it in time for the main card. The Rascals are cool, and I like their little thing where they tickle the chin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Don't know what it is, don't know what it means, but it's cool. Tommy Dreamer versus Brian Myers. Brian Myers won. Oh, Tommy Dreamer's a bit slow, isn't he?
Well, I suppose it's like 50, 56, isn't it? Something. It's old.
Yeah, it was all right. Like Brian Myers picking up a win. It needed to happen. It was a bit of a flat opener though. Then we had the Defeat Rohit challenge. So who came out to challenge Rohit for the X Division title? It was Willie Mack.
Go on, Willie Mack. Willie Mack.
And Willie Mack picked up the win, but via count out. So Rohit Raju kept the title.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was all right. Rohit Raju's he's basically just doing a thing of where he doesn't want to defend the belt, but he's saying that he does want to defend the belt. Like he's saying he'll give opportunities, but then when someone challenges him, he'll try back out of it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Typical heel stuff.
Jordan Grace versus Tenille Dashwood. Best match of the night up until this point with Tenille Dashwood picked up the win with the spotlight kick, which is cool. Tenille Dashwood's getting a hell of a push.
Also, congratulations, Jordan Grace. She got married. I'm pretty confident.
She did. Have you seen what Tenille Dashwood's doing at the moment? Have you seen that she's got her own personal photographer?
Yeah, she's basically doing the Melina gimmick.
In a way, yeah, but a photographer, Caleb with a K, actually gets on the mic and does her introductions and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And I like that he's on his little name bar. It literally says Caleb with a K, which is quite funny. Rhino and Heath versus Reno Scum. So Heath's getting going a bit more now.
Okay.
So
As it was
he's
on like SmackDown when he was trying to fight for a contract.
Yeah, this is basically it. So they picked up the win. I don't really get Reno Scum, to be honest. After the match, Scott D'Amore invited Heath to this week's Impact taping and teased an official contract offer from the company.
Okay.
So he's getting there. It was a standard match.
It's what you would expect from him.
I really enjoy Impact, but now when I look back on this show, it wasn't as good as NXT Takeover. I retract that statement. Then we had Trey Miguel versus Moose.
Miss Moose.
Trey Miguel is he's Ricochet 2.0 in look, in wrestling style, in swagger, everything. Some even call him Rico Trey. And Moose is on form at the moment. This is probably one of the best stories in Impact. So do you know what's sort of going on in terms of EC3 is haunting Moose? He's taken his TNA World Title.
Did you say he's haunting him?
Yeah, like Moose can't sleep. He thinks that everybody is EC3.
Oh my god, this is so impacting.
And then honestly, it's really good. He even had a phone call with last week when I went here. He had a phone call with Chris Jericho, asking for advice on what to do when he's lost his title, because obviously Jericho lost it in the steakhouse.
Yeah.
So in the match, Moose was on top for pretty much most of the match. Trey Miguel can take a beating really well. And then EC3's logo appears on the Tron. And then Trey Miguel gets the roll up. Moose is fuming, goes to the production truck, hoping to find EC3. But then he gets locked inside. He escapes the room, goes outside, and finds his TNA World Title surrounded by a load of candles. And then EC3 suddenly appears, attacks Moose from behind, and then says that it's going to be the funeral of the TNA title on Tuesday's show.
Oh wow!
So Moose still can't get his hands on EC3.
I quite like
really
it.
Good. It sounds Impact, but it's a lot of
Sometimes it needs a bit of that wackiness. It's what made Impact so good. Like a couple of years ago with like Drake and EC3's relationship, you had Willow and Matt at the same time as well.
Yeah, Moose has been just so good with it though, and the whole paranoid everyone is EC3.
Yeah,
fatal 4-way for the Impact. No, it wasn't for a title. It was a fatal 4-way. Carl Anderson, Ace Austin, Alex Shelley, Josh Alexander. So basically one representative from all
so North Rascal. Yeah.
And Josh Alexander picks up the win.
Oh wow.
A really good match. Just fast paced.
That's surprising. I would have thought that maybe Carl Anderson would have picked it up.
But... No. They've not done much with the Good Brothers, to be honest. I'd much prefer the North. So that was cool to see them win. Susie versus Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna Purrazzo picks up the win, and then it was basically just like an Impact angle in terms of like she transitions into Su Yung a bit.
Okay. Oh, cool.
And then Susie just got beat down with a steel chair after the match. It was all right. And then in the main event, Eddie Edwards and Eric Young, they did battle. They went for about 25 minutes to half an hour.
Ah, right.
Eric Young just going for the knee of Eddie Edwards. There's so much. But Eric Young eventually delivered a pile driver and then locked in a knee bar to make Eddie Edwards tap out for the win. It was a really good match. And then afterwards, you had, as like Eric Young was going to keep beating down Eddie Edwards, you had a limping Rich Swann run down, hit an enziguri on Eric Young, and that leaving him sort of scampering up the ramp. So basically just building Rich Swann, Eric Young for Bound for Glory.
Okay.
and that was Victory Road, right? I've done it in the wrong order. I did Victory Road before last week's Impact. I won't do Impact then. Just let me see if there's anything noticeable.
Okay.
Rascals and Good Brothers had a cool match. Rich Swan had a really good video package about his road to recovery, like all the work he's doing in the gym and stuff.
Okay.
That was it. We had Fowler Bar and Johnny Swinger
No, of course we did.
for the right to be the best man at Johnny Bravo's wedding. It got given a C minus, which I thought was generous.
Fucking stupid, innit?
So no, it's all right to be fair. Well, no, it's not. Johnny Bravo's upcoming marriage to Rosemary, the groom sought to name his best man. When Johnny Swinger and Falabar staked their claim to the position, a match was made to determine who would fill one of the most important roles in the wedding. Swinger scored an apparent victory at one point using Crazy Steve's cymbal-playing monkey to knock the bar out. Bravo, irate over the finish, demanded that the match restarted. Falabar wasted little time in putting Swinger away and secured his spot as the best man. And he won by doing, the old, I think it was what Yokozuna did, where he just goes up to the second rope, jumps off and just sits on them.
Yeah.
It was, this was harmless fun. There's nothing more to say. It was proper naff, but it was a palate cleanser.
Typical jokey wrestling.
Yeah, the thing is though, it's mid-card. If it was WWE, they'd have it with their top talents, and it'd last 20 minutes. This took no longer than 5 minutes, and it was all the mid-carders.
Oh yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
Right, I'll quickly do. I need to fire up main event. So do you want to fill time?
Yeah, sure. I could probably find what's it called, 205 Live if you want. Have you got 205?
The one out on 205 Live this week.
Whether?
It was just a 47-minute long preview of Swerve versus Isaiah.
Yeah, I've just seen it now. I mean, fair play. You know what? Fair play.
No, it wasn't really. They just showed like their best matches up until this point. So they showed like Phantasma versus Swerve in like the cruiserweight tournament. But it was quite good.
I'm all for that, because it builds a bit of hype. I was wondering because unfortunately for 205 Live, he doesn't get the views. But then you look at the cruiserweight match and had an incredible match on NXT.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel really bad for them. I just wish they'd put a bit more into 205. But no one cares, and understandably so.
No. Have you found?
Hang on, I've got one main event. And because I wasn't here last week, I've got to do two main events because we know how important they are.
Yeah.
They give a good insight as to where people are on the card. I will give main event that. Right, so here we go.
There you go, we got it.
Oh my days! Right, so you can have it. Yeah, you can have a guess. You can have a guess at probably two of them.
So Riddick Moss is definitely one, and Humberto Carrera is definitely one.
Okay, all right. So it's neither.
Oh wow!
It was Bianca Belair defeating Liv Morgan.
Oh wow!
And Ricochet pinning Mustafa Ali.
Oh, but the friends. Okay, and then this week's.
Whoa, that's a new name. What? Bloody hell, it's a stacked main event. So, Riddick Moss defeated Eric in 5 minutes.
Okay, sure. And he doesn't have a tag team partner. They always forget about him. Okay.
And in the main event, Dolph Ziggler beat Humberto Carrera.
Go on, Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler on main event.
And he won the main event of Raw as well. Good Dolphy Ziggs. He's getting everywhere.
Was it? We're teaming with Ziggler and Rude were on Raw Talk, and they were quite funny because they've started. I don't know if it's just on Raw Talk, and it probably is, but they started calling themselves the Big Sexy Men, the Big Sexy Muscle Men.
Fair play to him. Fair play. It's a nice little gimmick. We're going to a night rather than it's Drew McIntyre Randy Orton opens the show, kind of promo in the Legends Lounge. Orton goes to the legend round and attacks Randy Orton. They get into a bit of a brawl. Orton slithers away. Asuka, Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke defeat Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Lana. Sure, Natalya and Lana just can't pick up a win. It's always Lana who loses. Fair enough, whatever. It's more
Lana is
after the
so
match.
far under in terms
Yeah.
of being buried.
I feel like she's been punished because, Natalya and Lana and Zelina, they crawl out of the ring, and then Nia Jax and Shayna come out and as the tag team champions, and they confront Natalya and Lana. Zelina ran away, and yeah, Lana got Simone dropped through a table again, through the announce table
Clobbered.
again for the third consecutive week. 24/7 shenanigans. R-Truth is backstage talking to Lil Jimmy, doing a WWE mock draft. So he's only done 8 picks for both brands, but for a SmackDown he had Ninja 1 as the first one, Mercy the Buzzard, Little Jimmy was 3, Sam Roberts, Mr. McMahon, Charlie Caruso, Sister Abigail, and Brother Love. Those were the 8 and then Raw's picks were Ninja 2, Huskus, R-Truth, Michael Cole, Peter Rosenberg, Road Dogg, the other. I can't see that one. It's the other Carmella and Ranjit Singh.
I did smirk, to be
I,
honest.
I chuckled. Anyway, R-Truth and Gulak dressed as Jenna ambushed him, tried to escape. R-Truth tried to escape, tripped over a bucket, allowing Gulak to pin him, become 24/7 champion. Now, this is one thing I like to see. Seth and Murphy are stood in the ring, and Murphy's basically confronting Seth when he wants an apology from Rollins for revealing his DMs. That basically pissed Rollins off, who's still reminded his disciple about who holds the power. For the argument could escalate, Dominic and Humberto arrive for the tag team match. They have a tag team match, and I really like that. Obviously, my bias is towards Seth and Murphy, but I really like the dynamic of this match. Of Murphy is still helping Seth. He's still putting his body on the line. And Seth is saying, "I don't need your help. Give it a rest." And the thing is, Rollins, then the finish, Humberto goes onto the top rope. Murphy hits a lovely knee to Humberto as Humberto's falling, picks up the pin, which I really like, the finish. After the match, Rollins confronted and said, "I want an apology. Basically, you've got until 10 p.m. to apologise for your actions." Great.
Yeah, no, not say.
Yeah, that's it. There's not really much to say. Braun Strowman demands a fight. So Adam Pearce is backstage. Scrap Daddy. Adam Pearce. And Braun Strowman's basically wants to fight. Braun Strowman storms off, and who's there ready and waiting in the background? It's Keith Lee. So we'll have that match later on. Bray Wyatt, Kevin Owens.
It's not a match. It's an exhibition match.
Sorry, it's an exhibition match. What's the difference? The Fiend, Bray Wyatt gives warning. Kevin Owens a warning ahead of his battle with the Fiend. So Kevin Owens hosts a KO show with special guest Fiend, Bray Wyatt. He says, "Bray Wyatt, come down with your jumper vest and everything." Bray doesn't. It's a fun house, and it starts typical fun house Bray, and then he goes into a serious tone, saying, "As for Alexa, that's none of my business." Something along them lines. You should be worried. It just gave him a warning. Really good, typical 5-5 minutes. Lovely. KO, well, if you're not coming to me, I'll come to you. Starts to storm off. Who attacks Brand? It's Alistair Black, who then does Black Mass him.
Yeah.
I don't like that they're trying to run 2 feuds.
Yeah, I don't really know where they're going with this. Alistair Black kind of feels like a third wheel.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
And they've got rid of his entrance music, which was half the appeal.
Yeah, because that entrance music was class.
It was iconic.
Yeah. Keith Lee and Braun Strowman's exhibition match ended in a double countout. Braun Strowman came to Roll for a fight, while WWE official Adam Pearce couldn't give him an official match. He could offer the monster an exhibition match, a non-sanctioned battle that would not count toward either man's win-loss record. Keith Lee immediately stepped up and volunteered to fight Strowman. 2 times clash could not be contained by the ring, leading to both men being counted out. They kept on brawling. Strowman tackled Lee through the ringside barricade, then Lee got basically pushed Rollins the LED boards, then before just, I'm not going to say spearing, it just sort of falling with him off the stage. You know what? A nice little brawl. Just please take Keith Lee's singlet off him.
Big meaty men slapping meat. It was alright, wasn't it?
Who done love that? I don't understand why Keith Lee's wearing a singlet.
Because he's tubby.
He's mental in it.
He's not that matters, but that's like Vince. That's why he made Roman cover it, because he thought Roman wasn't jacked enough.
which is mental.
Yep.
Vince in his weird ways. R-Truth regained the 24/7 title championship inside a dumpster this time. So Gulak was running around, he hid behind a thing, behind a dumpster. Who pops up from a bit out of the dumpster? It's a referee in R-Truth. Gulak tries to run away, hits a rubbish bin with Akira Tozawa in, who's hiding in the trash can as well. Gulak and Truth end up getting inside the dumpster. The ref counts a three fall. I can't think of the word. And yeah, Truth is the new champion. Again, he's a 42 time now.
Oh,
I think they're just seeing how many times they can get R-Truth to be a champion.
who cares?
quite-
I think they'll retire it at 100.
Yeah, I just don't like the what's it called. It's the same segments. If they just had a bit of difference, like what's it called, R-Truth, like it's in the parking lot, and R-Truth is hiding inside a boot, and then he turns behind, and Akira Tozawa's hiding in the boot as well. Something stupid, you know what I mean?
R-Truth is funny, but it's the same guys, and it
Yeah.
just
Give it a rest.
Drew Gulak and Tozawa. Do you remember when Akira Tozawa pinned Neville at SummerSlam to win the cruiserweight title?
Yeah.
Good
You remember
time.
when Gulak was with Daniel Bryan training for one of the bigger matches? Yeah.
I only realised the other day Daniel Bryan's off TV, isn't he?
Yeah, well, Breeze had the
Yeah, obviously, like fair enough, and he's part time and stuff. But I didn't really notice.
No, same. Bobby Lashley, Michelle Benjamin defeated Ricochet and Apollo Crews. So earlier in the night, MVP offered Ricochet, Ali, and Apollo Crews a hurt business offer. Also, no Cedric this week.
Was there not?
I think possibly COVID because Big Swole hasn't been on the show on AEW as well.
Yeah, they might be connected. I hadn't thought about
that. But Ricochet comes out with the lads, and he said, "I've had time to think about the action, and it's a pass." He just seemed like a big nerd.
Yeah, he seemed proper nerdy, didn't he? Just laughing at me like, haha, got him.
So I can't say anything about being a nerd, but like he just came off as a dweeb.
It was, yeah, the dialogue he was giving was horrendous.
Yeah. So a match happened in the ring, tag team match, and Bobby Lashley just decimated Apollo Crews. For what you want, I suppose. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Can't fault it. Whatever. We go back to Seth and Murphy. Murphy, you're in the ring. So definitely Apollo driving. Murphy did not. So Seth goes, just give me the apology. Murphy just turns and attacks him. It's what we've been waiting for. This face Murphy. Just keeps on attacking. Rollins him to bring kendo stick. And basically Murphy just got it and started attacking thingy.
Yeah, Murphy were beating him down.
It was great. Demanding an apology. He just wanted an apology to Alia Mysterio. Rollins relented, apologising to the daughter of Rey Mysterio. That was only a ruse, isn't basically Seth then just pounced on Murphy, clawing at his eyes, doing typical Seth Messiah stuff, using the kendo stick. One stick was used shard. He went to go get a steel chair. Aaliyah, when he came back to the ring, Aaliyah's in the ring, just basically standing over Murphy, saying, "Don't do it." The rest of the Murphy family, the Mysterio family arrived soon after, forcing Rollins to retreat as they wondered what Aaliyah 7-2. Now, okay. We all know it's a bit weird because Murphy's 32 and she's 19. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. They're both legal if they consent. Bit weird.
But it's weird.
The one problem is why the Mysterio family pissed off earlier. Yes, Murphy's thing. It's very clear. If they watched the program, Murphy's been brainwashed.
Yeah, no, Murphy seems like a good bloke now.
If anything, Aaliyah was the good person in this situation. She's gone to save someone. Why are the Mysterio family a bit pissed off with her?
Yeah, I did think that. I thought it made me dislike Dominic.
Yeah, and Ray.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't know what they were going for. We just see where this goes. I think it's going to lead to a Murphy Seth match, but I'm hoping it's not a Hell in the Cell. I think this. If any match was
you're not going to do the first Murphy Seth in Hell in a Cell.
Because I would have loved for that to be in Hell in a Cell because that's genuinely got a build.
Draw it out another 2 months and you've got TLC.
Yeah, Like, you've got to have a big stip for this match.
Well, you won't do a TLC match. You'll just do like a kendo stick match or something. Like that.
Yeah. As long as it's got a stipulation, I'm fine with, because that's what it deserves.
Yeah.
Nia Jax and Shayna defeated the Riot Squad, basically because Shayna locked Riot in the Crusader clutch and then just didn't let go.
Didn't let go. And then Liv Morgan was crying backstage.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Poor Ruby Riot, I suppose, is your only.
Didn't ask.
Did I ask? No. So then Mustafa Ali later on had a match with MVP. It was a match. There was MVP Lashley and Benjamin, but Ali said he'll be fighting his battle alone. Strange, but okay. So
this should have main evented.
Yeah, it should have. All three of them. The Hurt Business are in the ring surrounding Ali. All of a sudden, the lights start to flicker. You think, oh, cool, strange, bit Retribution, but it's the Hurt Business. Makes sense. Maybe these sort of link up, put the different side, take out Retribution. They all do the typical thing where you put your back to each other. And then Ali just sprints out the ring and gets in the face of Retribution. And like, oh, this is cool. MVP's going, oh, yeah, you tell him. And then he just turns around and smiles and says, go
get him, boys.
Get him, boys. Bit cringy, the Get 'em Boys.
No, he didn't say that. I think he just went, get 'em. I don't think he said boys.
If this links to the hacker, perfect.
Oh, wait, it doesn't.
But if it does, think about it.
It doesn't. They've shoehorned him in.
But just hear me out. If this links to hacker, perfect, because then it makes sense how Retribution have been able to do all this stuff with the LED bars and stuff. Okay.
Yep.
It makes sense.
No, not having it. Well, Ali running Retribution is a great move.
It is.
But SmackDown hacker stuff is just a handy coincidence, and they've basically just merged the two.
True, but with Ali, I do think it's good, right? Someone you wouldn't expect, who is one of the best baby faces. Also, he's smaller than the guys he's hired, and I know that's such a little detail, but some of the best villains have these big people fighting the wars for him. And I know it's the small thing, but he will get these bigger guys to do the dirty work for him while he sits back. I'm all for this.
Yeah,
I hope they keep it going.
He does look quite good with them, to be fair.
It's just going to be. It'll be interesting to see what they do in terms of how they acknowledge why it's happened. Ali's one of the perfect reasons, one of the perfect guys for it. Like the way he's been treated and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll see where it goes. Look, there was no Raw Underground this week, so I'm not really in the mood to give WWE the benefit of the doubt in terms of storylines.
True, when they drop him to a Raw Underground, I quite enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who gained from it? Don't say Dabba what we see.
Riddick Moss.
Where's Riddick Moss?
Main event.
Shane McMahon. At least he's picking up the sub 5 minute dubs over the Viking Raiders, Eric.
Easy. But we had the main event of Raw, and it was Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode between Drew McIntyre. We've got Street Profits. We've got a while to the next
main event.
What?
Robert Roode in back-to-back main events.
Main event Roode. Exactly.
Yeah.
We've only got one. We've got 2.5 weeks left until thingy. Probably the perfect result. Orton picks up a clean win.
2.5 weeks? When's Hell in a Cell?
October the 25th.
I thought it was on November 1st.
No, October 25th. So yeah, perfect. And it wasn't actually that bad of a Raw. There was some little stuff. I liked the Murphy and Seth. I liked the Ali and Retribution. That was probably the only thing.
Yeah.
But we've done with the shows. So to end the shows, we always.
I'm just looking at the pay-per-view schedule. How is Hell in a Cell in like 2.5 weeks?
It's just so quick, isn't it? Mental. But we'll go on to the main event. And this week, it's quite a simple one this week. Top 3 picks for both brands. Who do you draft? So for Raw and SmackDown, because I would have said NXT as well, but they removed the NXT from the tweet.
Who would I like to see, or who do I think?
Who do you think will be the top 3 picks for both brands?
Will be?
Yeah.
So how does it work? Do you
I'm
have to
guessing.
Can you draft people who are already on your brand?
I'm guessing everyone becomes undrafted.
Okay. Well,
For
for
my
the
own.
sake of this, I'll swap people
Um,
over.
I might not swap people. Yeah, go on. I can go
It's
first. I've already
a
thought of
bit
mine.
boring if I say Seth Rollins to Raw.
Yeah. Well, so my 3 Raw. Oh no, because I don't actually know. Like I don't. I'm changing the question. Maybe not your top 3 picks, but your 3 biggest transfers. So 3 people who are on SmackDown who will go to Raw, and 3 people who are on Raw who will go to SmackDown. That makes it a bit easier. So my 3 people that are on SmackDown that go to Raw: Braun Strowman, Chad Gable, and who do I go for my third? I want to go for a woman. There's no one. Lacey, maybe. For my Raw, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, the Street Profits. I want them to no Kevin Owens, Andrade, and I need a woman. Zelina.
Okay.
Oh no, maybe Zelina will go because Alistair Black. Anyway, we don't take it to real life circumstances.
In terms of SmackDown to Raw, I'd probably have to go with Braun Strowman and Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Shorty G, sorry.
They're hard to say no to.
Who else? Who else do I go for? I'm just having a look now. Who do I like the look of? I could say someone like Kane, but he's inactive, isn't he? So.
Yeah.
Mojo Rawley.
Oh, go on, Mojo.
I think the SmackDown Women's Division's solid, to be fair. Maybe Tamina, maybe Nikki Cross. But no, they'd be my picks.
Main event Mojo.
Braun, Shorty G, and Mojo.
Oh, and then SmackDown?
Maybe I'd say Bo Dallas, but I feel like his problem isn't that he's off TV, like he's still on hiatus. So it's not like he needs a fresh start.
Yeah, true.
He just needs to just come back. Because he's on SmackDown. I thought he was on Raw, to be honest. But, have you seen what Mercedes Martinez's name is?
No.
Retaliation.
Okay.
My 3 drops to SmackDown are Slapjack. No, I'm not. I'm not splitting up Retribution.
Imagine that.
I just like Slapjack.
Slapjack.
Who needs a fresh start here? The Big Show.
Slapjack. Sorry, the Big Show.
The Big Show. Yeah. Riddick Moss.
Okay.
I'm not taking the piss here. I mean, Big Show's not full time, so he doesn't count. But Riddick Moss, I think, yeah.
Yeah, give him a bit of a switch up.
Riddick Moss, Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
And Titus O'Neil or Jinder Mahal.
Okay. See, you've heard it here first. If any of our picks get drafted, oracles. Absolute oracles.
Oh, no, sorry. Drew. Drew is on. I think Drew will go to SmackDown, but I'm just looking at it from a perspective of people who are doing nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
Just need something else. That's my angle.
Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, that's been the wrestling corner. I realise I'm running this, but we haven't had any of these shows live. Well, I think we're currently the only podcast that's actually on the channel, if I look. But if you tune in, the only thing I can promote is tune in this Sunday. I'm back from my F1 watching the Eiffel Grand Prix. We're in Germany for the Nürburgring. Might be raining. Anything you want to promote, Simon?
No, I don't think there is.
Nah.
I'm trying
Well,
to think. There's just nothing.
well,
Oh yeah, I do.
come on.
Guiseley are live streaming their first league game of the season against Blythe Spartans tonight on their YouTube channel.
Oh, I love Black Spartans.
So
Come on,
tune
guys.
in into that because it's on paper probably Guiseley's easiest game of the season.
So if you tap in, is it just Guiseley AFC on
Yeah.
YouTube?
It's good to be fair. HD cameras, commentary, you name it.
Are you doing commentary?
No.
Oh wow.
I wish.
You wish. Yeah, you should do it. But thank you very much for joining me today, Sam. We're back next week with all the draft shenanigans.
Yeah, it will because it'll have been the final Raw, won't it, of drafts. Yeah,
So
we'll see.
all the draft shenanigans. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who subscribed yesterday and everyone watched today. Tune in on Sunday. We'll see you next week for the draft. Can't wait.